My name is Alexander and this is my final for my Green Urban Connector. The Green Urban Connector, located at Kangaroo Point, Queensland, connects to Brisbane City via the Botanic Gardens to Thornton Street on the opposite side of the river. The Brisbane is designed through the conceptual idea of sensory architecture. This visual realm in technological and consumer culture forces architecture to be developed under the consideration of only one sense, sight, forgetting about the other four. The bridge is designed by having designated sections for each sense: taste, smell, touch, hearing, and sight, focusing the user to focus on the one sense designated for each section. The wooden pillars are used to designate the areas for the chosen sense, while the materials used are specifically used for bringing out the desired sense. The form was designed by using the original Brisbane River form, creating optimal entrances on each side for easier access, designating spaces on the bridge for separate senses, and finally creating a split pathing system for less congestion. The axisymmetric view also shows the use of the wooden pillars to create the most of the areas that the senses will be used. Moving on to my next panel. This is the schematic roof plan of the Green Urban Connector. This shows where the certain needs that were required for the bridge. This also helps explain the use of each sense through the diagram. Firstly, contained architecture was used for sight, as it's not only just talking about the look of the bridge, but also the views and access points that can be used. And being able to control those views can be a huge advantage. The example of this is once leaving the area designated for smell, the pillars slowly rise up, creating a larger view at the end of the tunnel. This forces your eyes to be drawn to the exit, as your brain is drawn to the view at the end of each tunnel. This also creates a sense of openness. Secondly, the amphitheatre is designated for the purpose of creating continuous sound by forcing the sound to bounce off the walls and roof, creating a surround sound feeling. The roof also creates a shadow in a unique way. Thirdly, the smell designated area is designed to remove all the other senses, forcing you to focus on the main sense, smell. This was done by bringing the pillars together, limiting the distraction of sight and outside sound. When walking through this area, the smell from different native plants and flowers such as lavender or bottle brushes creates an aroma like no other. Finally, the interaction area, focusing on touch, is number 13 on the master plan. This is a large space solely for implementing art installations or interactive activities and objects that can be changed with ease. The use of this creates the idea of walking through an area where you are forced to interact with the objects using your hands. Then on to my next one. This is on A0, so it's a bit bigger. The sections that I've chosen are from the amphitheatre and the eatery and hill spaces. The amphitheatre is built with concrete, as is a hard material, forcing the sound to bounce off the walls and roof abruptly instead of flowing through it. Secondly, the eatery and artificial hill was cut through, mainly showing the design of the public piazza. The use of gravel was chosen for the base of the hill, as using a form of concrete can become too heavy. Furthermore, gravel, once covered in dirt and grass, can create a unique area as a hill would be. The detailed floor plan on the right also shows the hill and taste area, giving an idea of space and a great opportunity for the viewing points. Now moving on to the perspectives. The perspectives that were chosen was the sound area, touch area, taste area, and sound area. And you can also see the opportunity for sight as well. Firstly, when looking at the sound area, the roof design shows the unique shapes chosen. Secondly, the touch area shows the large spaces where the art installations can be implemented. Examples of these art installations can be Yards Park lighting installations or the Big Red Ball project. The taste shows how over time natural shading will be developed and how the space becomes a destination, focusing people's attention onto one point in the bridge where people want to eat or sit. And finally, the smell area shows the limited views abilities and the large use of nature throughout the sections. And lastly, for my model, this model shows the amphitheatre area, the smell area, the taste area, and finally the touch area, with the use of those wooden pillars and especially the interaction section showing that it can be used for a split path and lots of people can interact with those sort of areas. And lastly, I wanted to talk about my precedent. So the main precedent was I didn't really use any precedents for my form. I mainly just used the Hazelwood School in Glasgow, based as a disability school. How they have designed it in a certain way, using curved shapes and certain materials to assist these kids walking through the schools independently instead of needing assistance. So basically focusing on all those other senses. Thank you.